This is part 10 of my gag-worthy How to Get Away with Murder moments. Number 10, Rebecca bites the dust. Up until this point, Annalise, the kids, Bonnie, and Frank were all convinced that it was Sam who killed Lila. Until Wes gets curious about Rebecca's old neighbor, Rudy. Rebecca told Wes that Rudy had a nervous breakdown, but Wes discovers that it was actually a drug overdose. Wes and Laurel then pay a visit to Rudy's behavioral hospital where he tells them wet, implying that Rebecca was wet the night of Lila's disappearance. And you know, Lila's body was found in a water tank, so it kinda adds up. At this point, Rebecca is tracking Wes's phone and she sees that he done went and visited Rudy's behavioral hospital, so she don't trust his ass. We later learned that Rebecca did in fact give Rudy drugs because he saw her arguing with Lila the night she went missing. He then saw her return to her apartment that night, wet. Rebecca also slept with Griffin, Lila's boyfriend, to get back at her. And we all know that Griffin wasn't shit, so of course he slept with Rebecca. Wes ends up finding all types of holes in Rebecca's testimony regarding her whereabouts the night Lila died. Connor and Michaela hear Wes and Laurel talking about Rebecca possibly lying, and so Michaela wants to pull up on Rebecca because she wants answers. Rebecca pulls up to Wes's apartment where she's coldly greeted by the Keating Five, minus Asher of course, because he is not involved in the murder of Sam or anything really. Michaela is riled up and she threatens to destroy Rebecca if she doesn't tell the truth. Rebecca doesn't take that lightly, and so in return, she threatens them all. She tells them that she found the campus cop who saw them taking out the rug from Annalise's house the night Sam died. She found out that this campus cop was fired, likely because of Frank and Annalise. She threatens to call him, and so rightfully so, the kids tie her motherfucking ass up. Okay, because I would have too, because girl, you are not gonna ruin my life. They then call Annalise and get her involved because that's what they do best. They tell Annalise that they think Rebecca killed Lila and that Sam could have been innocent. Annalise tries to reason with Rebecca by removing the tape from her mouth, but Rebecca screams, child, to the top of her lungs, and so of course Annalise has to put that tape right back on. They then transfer her to Annalise's house. Annalise wants to give Rebecca the chance to prove her innocence against the kids. The kids end up presenting zero facts. Okay, nothing but speculation after talking all that shit. They then quickly move Rebecca to the basement once Asher shows up to the house angry and feeling left out. Before they take Rebecca to the basement, however, Rebecca manages to get Michaela's phone and send a text to a number that says eggs 911. And of course that freaks Michaela out. Later, Annalise tries to talk to Rebecca down in the basement. She tries to reason with her, but Rebecca continues to play these games. Annalise then forces Wes to take his ass down to the basement, be a man, and force this girl to talk. Rebecca opens up to Wes about Rudy and how she did drug him that night. She tells Wes that she was wet because she found Lila's body in the water tank, and she hid in the water tank with Lila's dead body because someone was coming and she didn't want to be caught and be accused of murdering Lila. Annalise believes that Rebecca is innocent, and seeing that no one could prove otherwise, she decides to let Rebecca go. So she goes to the basement only to find no Rebecca. Rebecca has fled, or at least that's what Annalise and Frank want everyone to believe. We later find out that Annalise and Frank found Rebecca's body in the basement earlier that day. It seemed like she fled because the less these kids know, child, the better. Annalise even comforted Wes and made him believe that Rebecca will not be coming back. Turns out that neither Frank nor Annalise knew what happened to Rebecca. Who took her out? Seeing Rebecca's motionless body in that basement left us all wondering and gagged, honey.